starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, guys? Back for another Wrenchin Wednesday. My name's Sam Johnson, if you don't know me by now. Great to have you guys. I know probably tonight is going to be a little bit on the slower side as far as people coming in. I know they're still racing at both Big Chili Bowl that I'm sure people are watching, as well as the RC Chili Bowl. So, going to be a real intimate, probably slow night. And it'd be a great night to if anybody's seen the post that I put out yesterday, talking about um, talking about how we can how Scale Labs as a how we Scale Labs can help everybody and really go towards some more um, directed topics. So I want to make sure that we do that. Also, everybody, let me know you can hear me okay. I think everything should be good, but after last week's debacle, you never know. So. But yeah, so appreciate you guys, everybody who is out here. We got a couple things tonight to talk about that I think will be pretty cool. Dylan, what's up, man? Good to see you. But I think we got some cool things to talk about tonight. I want to focus on and kind of ask you guys the question of what we got 10 people in here, which is great. What do you guys do as far as note taking? And also, just to put this out there, I want to make sure everybody, if you have any questions, just drop in the comments and we can always go from there. But I have everything pulled up from the comment section of yesterday's video, so we can always talk about those. But the big thing that I want to talk about tonight, before we get into any other topics, is what are you guys doing at any level of RC at our Dirt Oval side of things? What are you guys doing for note taking? So when you drop your car down in a practice session, these last couple races that I've personally been to, we've had an all day practice on a Friday before we go into race, or we go have a seating at Friday night, whatever it is. And I kind of realized how extensively I take notes. So I'm very, very curious to see how other people do it. And if not, then I've got a pretty cool system down to where we're going to be able to provide some templates and things, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So let me know, guys, in the comments what you guys think, and then what you guys do, and let's talk about it. Let's go back and forth, see what we can come up with, and so I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm personally just off of a race weekend at where I went to PT's, and I ran mod sprint car and mod late model. My late model I did not seed very well. It kind of put me behind the 8 ball all day long, but which is fine, no big deal. But then I ended up running pretty good in sprint car. So sprint car went pretty good. For who I was with and everything, as far as who was in my group and things like that, I went from third to third in both of my heats. Out of, I think there was either 5 or 6 cars in the heat race, which seated me mid pack in a B. So with all the talent that was there, I was pretty happy with being in a B. So, and then late model, my second heat race, we as drivers put on quite the show from what everybody was telling me. It was pretty awesome to be a part of that and hearing everybody hooting and hollering. But I think my second late model heat race might have been the race of the night. And with me, Andrew Schroeder, JoJo Lewis, a few other guys, it was a lot of fun. So, a lot of fun. Bruce, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm excited too. So if anybody who doesn't know, planning on hitting up 5-Star Raceway up in Plymouth, Indiana, they have their brand new indoor dirt oval. That's their first race is this weekend. So my wife and I are going to go up. We want to support that, learn a little bit about from a brand new track perspective, obviously, for some of the things we're doing. And so going to be super cool. As Bruce said there, I'm excited to meet you too, Bruce. So that should be good. Can't wait to do it. Alvy, you're in here. What's up, man? So let's read some of these. Ben Maxon. Ben says that he only takes notes when he gets home. Okay. And let's see. Dan. I have a notebook that I have the setup for tracks that I've been to. Cool. Dylan's making fun of Ben. Okay. So let's dive right into it, guys, and let me get the camera switched over here, and I will show you guys. So this is, for example, so what I like to do is this is just an example, but what I like to do is I have my actual setup sheet printed out for what car I'm running. And then I went through, and this is just for from my practice sessions, for the most part, what I did during those sessions. Yeah, Bruce, you'll have to send that video over. I'd like to see the surface. So, like right here, so these are so obviously you can see in P2, I ran 56 laps. I serialize all of my tires, so I write down which tire set I used. In our first practice, they didn't have timing and scoring up yet, so I just did an approximation of what I ran, and then kind of what it felt like, what I was wanting to change, what I did change in the radio, what I changed on some shocks, things like that. And then we can go down for practice 2. I got into the ESC, changed a bunch of things, whether it was good. Car was very good, had some pretty good lap times there. So again, this is for my assailant. But what I'm wanting to do is, because this is the method that I've done for a long time, what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to make this a template that where you can write down, it'll be what practice, what set of tires, how many laps you ran, or it doesn't have to be practice, what main or whatever it was, and then we can kind of go from there. But I think this would be incredibly useful because then we go over to the assault, and I had quite a few more notes. And then obviously I have a 3-ring binder here that I keep everything in, and I actually go back in and I actually type out everything, where you don't have to kind of try to read my chicken scratch. And what I can also show you is, let me get my iPad out, and I can pull my iPad over and show you kind of, because I'm wanting to kind of convert this to my iPad, which I think would be really good. But I'll kind of show you what I do there as well, and then we'll kind of get a group effort on what's the best way to distribute this, because I think it's something that's mightily useful almost to everybody. So go back to the comments. Just Alvy, 5 stars, really cool. Yeah, from what I've heard, Josh, he does. It's a really cool place. I haven't heard anything but good stuff about the outdoors. So and then let me show you guys through my iPad here what's going on. I think you guys are really going to like this. So I've actually figured out on the iPad, and I would like to figure out an easier way to go about some of these things, but you can actually go in, if you have an iPad with a pencil, and you can go in and you can mark up entire sheets. And then what I'm thinking about doing is having more of a PDF template where this is just a 2-pager, where you can put this on the iPad and then go in and be able to kind of have a practice sheet as far as what you're changing. And then you can have an official setup sheet for, like, this is where I ended. And I think that would be something that is pretty cool. But definitely going to be doing something, kind of Scale Labs branded for people, and try to create some tools for people to use. So going back to the comments here, Dylan says he needs to get better at taking notes. Yeah, for sure. And honestly, it's so easy to lack in that department at times, Dylan. So I get that. And I've done the notes app myself too. So like everything I just showed you on the iPad is kind of notes driven as well. But I try to minimize the amount of chicken scratch that I put on here as much as I can, so that when I go back, I can really keep things proper. Let's see. Bruce says he does the same. Yeah, Bruce. So if I'm going to see you this weekend, we can walk through my iPad and kind of how I have things set up. and I'll offer both. Let's see. Dan says hit him up. He's got some Excel sheets. Cool. Yeah, and I've also went down the Excel sheet too, Dan. So I understand that totally. Jamie says an iPad would be a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's really anything. We could even figure out, I'm sure, on how to get PDFs like on the Notes app on your phone. It'd be way harder without the pencil, but it's all doable. And then if not, then we'll have paper versions too. So, but that's cool. I just wanted to get everybody's feedback on that and see what you guys thought, and kind of go from there. But I think that's important, obviously. Cool, awesome. That'd be great, Bruce. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, we're super excited. I got a lot of work to do to get my stuff ready. I did complete teardowns and rebuilds on my cars um, from PTs this past weekend, so I have got quite a bit to do. And I actually switched over. I got on McMaster Car and built an entire build list and switched everything over to stainless hardware as well. So that's been quite the pain in the butt as far as timeliness, but I think it was well worth it. Totally from a perspective of it being easiest to see the damn bolts when you drop them. Having all of the black steel bolts that come with kits, oh my gosh, it's been a pain in the butt when you drop them. Josh says he takes a lot of pictures of his cars after a race. If I find something that he really liked, yeah. So I'm right there with you too, Josh. I try to do the same thing just to get a general overview. Um, and then something that you guys may also think is pretty cool is, so I went kind of haywire again on my, let me pull my phone up here, my tire situation. So keep in mind, my tires, I've realized how unbelievably lacking I've been on my tires. So I'm getting started with 2026 doing this. So keep in mind when these are, when I only have two, this is just for an example. And I built this out for an example for the live stream. So Dylan says he also does what Josh does with taking pictures. Cool. Yeah, man. I think there's going to be a lot of people up there. I think it's going to be a good race. So that's cool that Jamie's going too. So I look forward to seeing you, Jamie. That'll be great. But let me get this back down so it's showing my phone here. Give me just a second. I'll zoom in on it a little bit so you guys can see. So talking about taking pictures and things like that. So this is what I keep my tires, and I serialize everything. And then when I go in, so let's say we're going to go in here, I show when I built them, so when they were glued and put together, then go through and then on each, so for the tire, I punched 4 holes facing the infield for front and rear, foam, front and rear is stock quasi foam. The wheel is a quasi, and I ream the holes out to get a little bit more airflow to stop, or air evacuation to stop the ballooning of the tire. What, even down to what glue I used, how I broke them in, and then I even took pictures that shows exactly what the tires looked like when I bit them, or when I glued them together and got them ready to go. So that way I have a starting point of kind of where they started versus where they finished. But having this and these type of notes, and then you pair that with, so then now I pair that with this, to where now I know exactly how many laps I have on this set of tires. It makes it huge. So when you're breaking in tires and things, it makes it a really, really big deal to be able to um, understand, why things did what when they did what. So I think that's a really big deal. Super exciting, and something that I want to share and try to get more than just myself on, because I think it's something that could help a lot of people. Oh, let's see, Bruce. It's gonna be badass. Just remember new tracks, so there will be. Oh yeah, nope. Oh, Shane's actually in here, Bruce. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I can't wait. I have absolutely no expectations other than to have fun and support Shane. So I think it's a really big deal to support these new tracks. Selfishly, I want to support the tracks for what me and my wife are doing. Number one, but number two, supporting other area tracks. I mean, I think Shane's 5 stars, 2.5 hours away, so it'll be quite the haul up there for us. But we're gonna have a great day, enjoy ourselves, and hopefully learn a lot. So yeah, Shane is in here. I'm just telling Josh thanks. Hartzell, where were you at this weekend, man? I miss seeing you at PTs. I figured you were going to be there with your Midwest mod and your late model. And I used to do that too, Drake. I did the exact same thing, so I understand totally. Like I said, I'm trying to mitigate the amount of chicken scratch that I have all the time on all my stuff, and I want to try to make it where it's consistent and I have it all in everything's in one place and trackable and all that. So whether that becomes the case or not, and I wanted to serialize them for the sole purpose of I wanted to know how many tires I go through this year. So that's the only reason they're serialized in the way that they are. So basically, my serial numbers can go through 999. So I can't imagine I go through that many sets. Obviously. Oh, let's see. Dylan says, "What is that? What is that app for your tires and notes?" So I actually, for work, Dylan, I use an app called Trello, and for work, I pay for all of the like the pro features of Trello. There's nothing on there that is, I don't think there's anything on there that I'm using pro features for, but so I use Trello. Like I said, I'm trying to find a solution to where all of this is in one place. So everything's kind of a work in progress. I just didn't want everybody to say like, Sam, you're the only person on face of the earth that does this and you're stupid and don't worry about it. But we're getting some pretty good feedback. So the fact that we're getting good feedback, I'm really going to dive into it, and Scale Labs is going to come out with a all-in-one all-in-one solution for this stuff. It may take a little bit, but we're going to make sure that we take care of you guys, because I think that'll be a great first little, not product, but a great first little solution that Scale Labs is going to be able to provide, other than some of this content and live stream and stuff. So super excited about that. Also, got a fancy new arm, as everybody can see. Loving that. Trying to upgrade the stream every week. Well, let's see. Yeah, no, it gets. Drake says it gets cluttered. Yes, Josh. So I do everything with a label maker. I can actually go grab a set of tires here real quick and show you guys kind of what that looks like. Drake said he didn't make it to PTs because it snowed. Um, so David wants to know too. My wonderful coordinator back there is going and grabbing some tires for me. My producer. So I'll show you guys here in just a second. There should be 2 in there, babe, that have that. Jamie says he definitely. Yeah, I don't want to know either, Jamie, but I'm going to. So we're going to figure out. Dylan says as he looks at his tire tote, it's so full right now. Yeah, no, that's the only. I have been spoiled with racing just quasis. All the racing I've been doing, especially this winter, everything's been spec tire quasis. So like this weekend, for example, I don't have sprinters. I don't have anything that's going to work. Thank you very much. All I have is quasis. So it's going to be. And I actually messaged 5 Star and asked if they're going to have tires on site, which they are. So anybody that's wanting to go to 5 Star this weekend, they did confirm, the track confirmed that they will have tires as well. So I'll definitely have to get some sprinters, and especially if it's going to be super loose dirt, we'll just have to see. So let's go back down to desk view here. So this is how I run the ProTech bags and tire tubes. For no particular reason other than I like them. They're nice and durable. So label maker right up here. So the year, obviously, and then what set number. And then on all of the tires, on all of the tires here, they're just serialized all the way as far back into the wheels I can get them to the rib. And then obviously what tire. there doesn't necessarily need to say what, it doesn't necessarily need to say left rear on there. I just like to do that for myself and an extra dummy point. But obviously, when you put foam or put cut holes in your sidewalls, you obviously know pretty immediately what side they go on if everything's supposed to face the infield. But so that's what happens with all of them. I know it's upside down, but you guys get the gist. And that's how I handle that. So there we go. Yeah, and I know I've talked to several guys. I think there's a couple Iowa guys even coming to race that asked me to save them spots and whatnot. So I think the turnout is going to be pretty crazy, and I know the 5-star guys definitely deserve that. So can't wait to support them, and hope everybody else comes out and supports them as well. Well, Shane, you don't have to upload the video, but you can always send it to your favorite Wednesday live stream, um, podcast slash live stream show. Please do. I would love to see it. Bobby says he's got sprinters, dirt webs, ellipsis, arrays. Yeah, I mean, you have to, Bobby, if you're gonna run at these open tire tracks. I mean, that's the problem with having an open tire rule. Shane, this is not me bashing you. I totally respect what you're doing. We all have our opinions on tires, and I'm going to be the first one there with bells on, and either kicking myself for not having enough tires or being in your hobby shop, spending all my money to get the tires that are needed. So I get it. Especially when you're going mod racing like that, it's just a part of it, and that's kind of what you sign up for. Bobby, are you going this weekend by chance? Up to the old 5-star? I know you guys just got back. Are you guys still down in Tulsa, Bobby, or are you guys back now? Dan says his son is in Kansas. Yeah, you'll have to come back out and race, Dan. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I think you're about right. So I think you're about right, Bobby, about ellipses, dirt webs. I think it's never a bad idea to have arrays or sprinters in your arsenal as well. So yeah, Drake. I mean, honestly, so I don't want to get into this can of worms, but we'll go down this path. In my opinion, and we can all not agree with one another. That's fine. This is my opinion and my opinion only. If you don't run quasi speed tires, and that's your spec, if quasi speed is not your spec tire, and you have a spec tire that is any other brand, you do not have a spec tire at your racetrack. Because quasi is, and I'm not a quasi fanboy in the slightest. I love these things. I respect what quasi's doing. They're when you buy a quasi tire, you buy a quasi tire. That's it. Not, if you buy sprinters, you've got blues, aquas, hell, all the other different. If you buy arrays, you've got softs, super duper soft, super tough long wear softs, and super not soft wear, whatever. So obviously, I'm being facetious there, but if you run any other tire than that quasi, then you force guys to have. I mean, you're still going to have, like just with my quasis, I take typically 3 to 5 brand new sets anywhere I go, anytime I go out, brand new sets. So now, with that same logic, you've got to go to, now you've got to have 3 to 5 sets, in my opinion, 3 to 5 sets of aquas, 3 to 5 sets of blues, 3 to 5 sets of softs, super softs. So it makes it go crazy. And I understand why somebody would have an open tire track. I get it. I'm not bashing that, even in the slightest. There's just no way to have spec tire unless your spec tire is the only tire you can run, not a super soft variant, a soft variant, and all that. So just one man's opinion. You don't have to agree with it. That's how I feel, and I'm gonna die on that hill because I don't know how anybody can argue off of that. I'm up for debate. If you want to debate it in the comments, let's debate it. That's great. Um, but I do not I don't see any other way around it. So if we're going to be open tire, we're going to be open tire, and I'm going to be the first one there. And like I said, I'm either going to be kicking myself for not having the appropriate tires, or I'm going to um, get them. So it is what it is. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Dylan. Once Raceway 39 is a little bit further on, once the weather turns, we're gonna release our some of our rules and yep. And who care? And so like what you're saying, Bruce, about high tread and low tread. Who cares if it's low tread? You're not going to stop a guy from sanding down a set of high treads anyway. So if Quasi only offered high treads, they're going to sand them down. So like the low tread versus high, you're not gaining anything by having low treads or high treads other than a little bit of work. So it's about the compounds and having the different compounds. Again, one man's opinion. We've all got one. Shane said to check my inbox. She's a beaut, Shane. I am pumped up to race on that. Yeah, you definitely can't see the baking, but you can tell that it's got some, so that's cool. I'm pumped up, man. Little bull ring, that's cool. Shane, do you want me to publicly put that on this podcast or leave that to myself? Totally up to you. Obviously, you commented on here, so people know that I have it. So I don't want to act like I don't have a video of the track. But would you like me to put it up here for everybody? There's about 20 people in here to see it. If not, I totally respect that. I think everybody else will too. No big deal. I want to ask for your permission first before I would do that. Let's see. Jamie likes how BB Mods does it. Couple choices for each class, different. No, and Jamie, I agree. Like I'm right there with you. And again, this is the problem talking about this stuff is me as an individual, I personally I can make a debate for both sides completely. I can make a complete debate for both. So I don't really have a leg to stand on in the whole deal other than my opinion, and I typically voice my opinion with my wallet, and it's significantly cheaper to go race on a fixed spec tire. That's because if you want to be up front and you want to make sure you have everything, you go from needing to have 3 to 5 sets of tires for a race weekend, or more to now you instantly have to have 9 to 15 at minimum. So, but in the same breath, you know, excuse me, you need to have the options. So I get it, Jamie. I totally get it. I'm not arguing that in the slightest. Noah Thomas. I think I always runs green ellipses and dirt webs if I can just junk them. If the track needs, yeah, fair enough. So David, I did a few things to the wheels that was able to get it to not balloon as bad. We can definitely talk about that, but it did. I did, guys. So as of last week, we talked about foams on the practice day, so that I know I wouldn't get in trouble. I did. I ended up gluing up the set that I cut the foams, and there is absolutely zero lap time advantage to cut the foams versus not. I was actually slower on the foams that I cut on damn near the same track condition. So there's no, and I actually, funny enough, I actually have a set of foams that came in directly from the factory that I didn't touch. That the paddle on the inside of the foams were less than the foams that I cut. So that totally threw everything out the window at that point. So, but yeah, I did try it. I did give it a shot as a from the group effort here, to let everybody know that it cutting foams didn't do a damn thing for me at least. Shane said I can share the video. So, okay, let me get it downloaded. It'll take me just a second to get some things in here. So, give me just a second, guys. I just have to make a couple scenes here. So, let's see. Please hold. Please hold a little bit. Let me go back to the comments while that is processing. Jamie says, yeah, I think they do have a spec tire, don't they, Bobby, for spec tire? Alvi, I think 3 tire package is good. Quasi spinner arrays cover the spectrum pretty. I agree totally, Josh. I'm with you. That's not a bad package either. You just have to have so many more damn tires. Is all. I mean that's it. Uric, what's up, man? Commenting for the guy who swore he would never comment. I love it. Uric says quasi arrays. Anything else? No interest. Too much to keep up with. I agree. Arrays last multiple nights. Huge fan. Yeah, I think arrays are great. I've only raced on them a couple times since I've gotten back into the hobby here. I've been mainly on quasis, but the arrays seem to be great. Let's see. Drake, personally, I don't. Like Sam says, you've got to show up with 9 sets of tires for one car. Better than tire open, though. Yeah. Drake, I'm not sure 100% what if I can't tell if you're agreeing or disagreeing with that comment. I would assume you're agreeing, but if you want to. But okay, guys. So here we go. I'm going to show you Shane at 5 Star Raceway gave me permission to share this. And actually, give me just a second. We can keep commenting here real quick. I want to actually make sure that this has. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I want to make sure that he gets all the flowers in the world. So when this comes back, let's add this. Doing this on the fly, guys, so I apologize. I was not expecting to get this information from Shane, but I appreciate him sending it. So let's get this here. Awesome. I just want to make sure your logo's on it with the video, Shane, so that when people go back and watch this, you would be amazed by the amount of people that do not watch this live and watch it later on. So I want to make sure. But okay, here we go, guys. So 5 Star Raceways, Shane just sent this over. Shane Sanders, and I want to make sure that everybody sees this. So we're going to have it kind of live. This is what the track looks like as of a few minutes ago. It sounds like. Awesome. That thing is going to be a beaut. That is going to be a beaut. I'm excited for that thing. I am so excited to be there, Shane. I appreciate you guys really putting your necks out on the table for all of us racers. I know that I can't imagine the level of stress and everything that it took for you guys to get it to this point, and it took some pretty serious stones to get that out. Get that building up and get all the tracks built. And once that building went up, you guys flew getting the track built. So thank you guys for what you're doing for us. We appreciate it. And I cannot wait to get up there and support you. Dan, any tips on tuning a car that is not a high bike car into a high bike car? So Dan, the first thing the big thing that I can say is left side weight. Put all the left side weight that you can handle on the car. It is a great place to start. Because you know when you start running high bite stuff with a loose dirt car, first thing you're going to experience is traction rolling more than likely. So that is where I would start. And then if you have any more specific questions, we can absolutely dive off into that. But that is awesome, Shane. Seriously, that track looks bad to the ass. So congratulations to you guys because that is going to be a that's going to be a trick little place, no doubt. So we can even talk about it a little bit more here. Let me get the scene a little bit better scene set up. So now everybody can hear me. But yeah, so we can just watch this thing on repeat. I like it a lot. I like how wide looks like you'll be able to float the car out to the wall a little bit more. It's not it looks like a really tight little bull ring, but it also looks like you'll have plenty of room to race. So I think that'll be really cool. And you guys have done a fantastic job. But again, guys, this is Five Star Raceways. They're located in Plymouth, Indiana, which is northern Indiana. So it's going to be a badass little place. They're racing their first race is this Saturday. And let me get some more information. Let's see here. And then my wonderful, beautiful producer is putting a link in the chat for everybody, as well as I can save this photo. And we can go here and make sure everybody has it as well. Thank you, Kaylee, for putting that in there. And then this is here. Again, guys, sorry, this was not on the agenda, so we're doing this on the fly. But I want to make sure that everybody has this information. I'm more excited for the pizza and brats being on site. That's kind of the big thing for me. I'm more excited about that. Just kidding. There we go. So there's an update for that. So that we're racing January 17th, which is this Saturday. Doors open at 9. Practice from 10 to 11:45. Shane, will there be practice afterwards as well? Would you be safe to say that? And then Dan, so Uric has a great point there. Weight on the left side and as low as you can too. If you put it on the left side and you put it up high, it's still not going to be. You're still going to be kind of out to lunch. So you want to make sure it'll be top heavy and just roll over slower, basically. But then there's the link Kaylee just put in. But also you can screenshot this page or your screen right now and have all the information as well. But 5 Star is that's all the information for it. So yeah, you guys have done awesome. And then Shane, if you're still in here, let us know if will there be practice afterwards too. I would assume there will be, but never a bad idea to know. So cool. Open practice afterwards. So anybody who wants to come race, you can stay and practice afterwards as well. So cool. All right. We're going to go back to full screen of my ugly mug. We can go back to that at the end, Shane, to let people know there at the end. I'm really surprised we've kept 20 people or more in here for most of the stream. I was not expecting to do that, which is great. We had a potential cool little thing going on that we were thinking about doing, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So cool. But Dan, do you have any other specific questions on high bite? I know we just ran high bite at the Rumble at Four Rocks. It went pretty high bite there at the end, so I can always kind of let you know. You could also stiffen up a little bit the right side of the car, keep it kind of pinned over onto the left side. But I would definitely focus on low left side weight first, for sure. Another thing while we're here, just looking at the logo. If you guys have seen the logos, cycling right up here above my head. Obviously, Samco's my business. Raceway 39 is our new track that we're going to be having here in central Indiana this summer. Scale Labs is us, obviously. But TP3D, Tyler with TP3D has came on board a little bit here and wanted to get his product shouted out and his business shouted out. And he's sending me a few things to put on my cars to try and review and do some things like that. So I want to give a huge thank you to him. Tyler's been a buddy of mine now for quite some time. Internet buddy. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet, but him and I talk quite a bit. So if you guys, I highly suggest you go over to TP3D and check out his page, everything that he does. He's a really good. He's got some really really cool products, really really good products, and I highly suggest you guys going over there and checking it out. So. Did you put the link on there too? Oh, cool. So Kaylee put the link in the comments as well, and you can check that out. So you can go over and check him out. That was weird. It just showed up as TP3D. Cool. And then I just put the actual link in as well. If anybody wants the his Facebook link. So, but huge shout out to him. And I can also put in his website. So there we go. Oh, so here we go, guys. Check this out. Let's see what we got going on. There's the man himself. Give me just a second. Can you hear me, sir? Yep. Yep, I can hear you. So let's see. Check this out, guys. So we got the man himself. Dustin Malacote is live in Tulsa to give us an update, or live from Tulsa. How is it? Oh, you're building Legos.
I'm building Legos.
Heck yeah. What's going on down there, dude? You guys have been kicking butt, huh?
I don't know. Have we? Yeah,
Well,
it's been
you guys
up and
are in a
down
lot
for
of
me.
pictures, it looks like.
Yeah. No, team guys are doing great. I personally, and I don't know. I'm up and down. I finished fifth, then I won my heat, and then the last heat I had something get stuck in my left rear and didn't finish. So hopefully that's my only bad run.
Only hiccup for the event. I see Burmeister and Hooks also had good runs.
Yeah, I think that I think right now Tyler's sitting first. Burmaster he went 1-1-3, I think, and
Nice.
then Burmasters went one. He might have 2 1s and a 2. I'm not sure, honestly.
Gotcha. Cool.
I've honestly,
Well,
it's been kind of chaos.
Yeah. So anything cool down there other than the normal stuff? Anything different, wild happened down there so far?
I mean, no, not really. It's been kind of just a normal chili bowl, to be honest. It's busy. There's a lot of entries here, obviously. Lots of new faces, which is an excellent thing. So yeah, no, it's been good.
Cool. I seen on the GFRP social medias that looks like we can plan on potentially a high bite 26 assault. Is that what that looks like?
Yeah, so it's the 26 HBS. So it is no longer an assault. Trying to minimize the headache of when people send us a message and say, hey, I have an assault, and then we don't know which one they have, so we have to kind of sort that out. But yeah, it's baby steps.
Cool. So. I see Mr. Pasley's there behind you. I've noticed about 14 people that's walked behind you while you're talking.
Oh yeah, he's up there.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, we're front and center, and like the Wits pit's just right next to us. So all the guys from Wits basically kind of walk through this area here
Cool.
to go out to the track.
That's cool. Yeah, I know there's been some nosy people wanting to know what idiot you're talking to on your phone during the Chili Bowl, probably. So
Oh, nah, they're probably used to it by now. So
yeah, yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking some time. We can chat and talk as long as you want to, or I can let you go get back to the Lego build. I know that's a little bit more pressing, obviously, but
yeah, you know what? I'm more. I I'm assuming that I'm halfway through because I'm at the staple portion. So
there you go.
I'm pretty good. I can chat for here for a few minutes if need be. They're just now
Are
starting
you
a
are
track
you done for the
rebuild,
weekend?
so
Are you done
I'm
for the
done.
night, rather?
Yeah, I'm done for the night. We're stuck here, at least in our pit. We're stuck here until race 60. Yeah, Hawkins runs at race 60. If which they must be on race 58 right now. Yeah, because we were 52 with invite, or 42 with invite. They rebuilt, and then they ran some, and then now they're rebuilding again for race 58. I think there's
Gotcha.
70-ish, 72 heats, I think. 71, 73, something like that. So tonight's a later night than what we should have had, but um, did 2 rounds of seeding yesterday, and it was going so late that they ended up stopping and did not run late model or sprint last night, outlaw sprint,
Gotcha.
for the second round of seeding. So that was 3 hours this morning, added on to the show today. So hopefully, obviously, we should not have that tomorrow, and I mean we'd be done and out of here by now, which would be
Yeah,
nice. Obviously Scotty does a hell of a job of running the show through.
absolutely. Well, yeah, no, that's cool, man. The track looks like how has the track been so far? Has it been pretty high? Is it went high bite yet, or is it still pretty loose dirt? What's it looking like?
It's a typical chili bowl track. I mean, they cut it, and then I mean, we're an invite. We're racing at basically race 6. The first 2 heats that we do, I think we're race 6 after a rebuild, and then in the third one we're 10 races in, um, and by the 10 races in, yeah, we're pretty fast.
Yeah,
The 6 races in, it's grooving up already. I think having the shootout, and they packed the track in quite a bit. I feel like in comparison to years past, like we started the week, a Monday track used to be a Wednesday track. So
gotcha.
not a big deal. It just changes a lot quicker. So it
Sure,
dries out a lot faster and all that.
gotcha. So this new high bite car, are you featuring it this weekend? Are you personally driving it, or is that just a out for display? Do you have team drivers on it? What's that look like?
So I ran that car in the shootout. We're running our 26 assaults here, so nobody's really running the high bike car
Gotcha.
um, in the chili bowl setting at least. So
Cool.
so I'm the only one with a full car built. And like I said, that's what I ran in the shootout. Car was extremely good. I made a dumb choice for the A main on tires and went out with too tall a tread, and I was basically just on top of the track and junk essentially.
Gotcha.
But the car is extremely fast. I mean, I think I think we had the fastest heat of the week. If we were like rocket round it from our qualifying, I think I would have TQ'd that. So
Cool.
um, car is extremely good.
And will that be available when you guys get back, or is there still some development time on it, or what's that look like?
No development time on it. We've kind of developed that pretty quietly over the last 6 months or so.
Sure.
But I don't know exactly how quickly we're going to release it whenever we get back. I know we had to get shocks done. That's another thing that we've kind of worked on. We got another company I think that's going to do our coating for our shocks now, which is great because it's actually a local company for us, so we can get those done a little quicker. And Myself and a few other guys are testing those, and those things are definitely seem to be a little bit smoother than what we had before. So that's good. So once we get back, G actually has jury duty. So once she gets done with
Drew the
jury
short
duty,
stick.
whenever she gets back, yeah. So um, yeah, hopefully we don't have to really do that much to get those released. And we should have pretty much all the car kits back in stock once we get back.
Cool. And to be clear, that is not a replacement for the Hustler. That is kind of the replacement, the new naming structure for a just a high bite assault. It would be more of a high bite assault, but with a new name, is what that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it would be it's replacing the Assault HB.
Gotcha. Cool.
Is what it's replacing. It is not a replacement for the Hustler. No.
Gotcha. Cool. And then we got a couple questions for you. Kevin Smith says your hair's out of place. So
I mean, yeah, probably, but
with
it
a
kind of is
small
what it is.
with the bowl cut. Andrew Schroeder said you look like you're about ready to start an A main for a nitro race with your headset.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I tell you what, probably wouldn't be a bad thing for us to start using those.
That yeah, especially at that race where you got your pit guy down in front of you. I know that'd be pretty handy.
Yep.
I would think. And then
Yeah,
so
there's a few people that
on
do it.
yeah, I figured there would be. And then on seating, is it 2 rounds and you get to drop one, or is it average, or how does since there's 2 seating rounds, what's that look like?
It was just 2 rounds. So basically 2 rounds, and they took your fastest. I
Oh,
see
so you
Jason
drop one.
asking. Yeah, so it's whichever one, whichever seed time is the fastest. That's the one you go with.
Cool.
And basically, because I asked Scotty, I was like, "Hey, what made you decide to do that?" And he's like, "Well, that's how we do it in an Asian off-road series that he runs." And he's like, "You know what? We're already running around. We're doing everything except taking the time.
Right.
Literally, like the looking at the times whenever they're done." Um, so that's why they did it. It's we were already going to do those all that time anyway, so
Right.
might as well do it. And I was happy about it. I mean, obviously it didn't affect me because Invite doesn't do seating. But what I like about it is you could go out in your practice run and run a clean 3 minute run and have killer lap times and everything else, and then you go out for your seating and you have a pinion fall off, and you don't have a seat time. So at least if you have bad luck in one of them, hopefully you didn't have bad luck in two of them, and you get a good run in. So we were already there, already doing everything for it. So why not turn the computer on and go with it?
Absolutely. And one last question, and I'll get you out of here. So, what when you take your I own a business hat off for a second and just have your racer hat on. When you go to a Chili Bowl race like this, or a big race like this in general, but specifically the Chili Bowl, are you doing anything different with your program, or is there anything? Are you bringing extra things to the track? What's different for this race than a normal everyday race that Dustin Malco goes to?
Well, so me, the racer, running Invite, it's a completely different mindset than running just the normal Chili Bowl program. So a normal Chili Bowl program, you got to come in and you got to be good in seating, and then from there, you just got to deal with really the cars that are not like if you're fast and you're going to start up front, you basically you're trying to deal with lap traffic and get through your races and know you're good. You
Right.
don't necessarily have to have the fastest car to make the A main. You just got to have the fastest car in your heat. So if you're starting on pole, most classes you're at least 5 to 10 positions ahead of your next opponent as far as seating goes. Um, so your mindset there is just get through your heat races. Now with me running Invite, every damn race is an A main, and
Right.
I was actually talking to Tony Stewart yesterday about it. That it's like running an A main, but a normal A main, like I've been in A mains here, and I'm floundering around in fifth or sixth place, and you're not really pushing hard anymore because nobody cares who finished fifth or sixth. They only care
Right.
about really the guy that won.
Right.
Um, but now all of a sudden, racing for fourth place in invite is huge. Um, so it's a totally different mindset from that, and just the competition level in the invite class obviously is
Right.
insane. Um, so yeah, but like as far as like taking stuff, I mean the nice thing is here you do have pretty much all the manufacturers are here and they have parts, so you don't necessarily have to take as much stuff as what you do maybe to a club show at your track that doesn't have a hobby shop. But
Right.
at the same time, you want to take pretty much what you think you're going to need.
Sure.
It's a long ass week. You want to take something, bring a set of Legos, so you can kill some time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You
and
can
a guy like you,
drench
a guy like,
yourself to death here if you want.
right. Well, and a guy like you, I think there wasn't too many of you guys, but I've seen several guys chose to run both weeks. So you've been,
Yep.
you didn't come back home, did you? Did you just stay down there?
Yeah, I stay down here. I've been down here. So we got down here last Tuesday. So I got here about around midnight on Tuesday. So yeah, been a long week already. Yeah, today's Wednesday. So actually, I was talking to my wife earlier, and she said something. I was like, well, I don't even know what day it is. It's just all ran together at this point. So
Literally living on Tulsa time.
you need one of those. Yeah. Oh, please, come on.
But cool, man. Well, Dustin, we've taken up enough of your time. I know you got plenty of people to talk to there and do your thing. So just wanted to have you on. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. It was cool to get a Tulsa check in with somebody. So I was trying to play all the cards that I had, getting a hold of anybody that I could, and you were the guy that got back with me. So I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, did you see the little dude over this shoulder, right here? Man,
Yep.
I would not be a very good dentist. So that's Ashton Zimmer. The kid's been crushing it. So Brian Zimmer's boy, he is way more smooth on the wheel than his dad. So
Heck yeah.
yeah, no, good deal.
Cool, man. Well, Dustin, I appreciate it. I'm going to get you off of here, and we're all going to keep following you, and we'll best of luck to you guys for the rest of the week.
Yep, thanks, man. Take it easy.
Cool. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Yep, that's it. I don't know how to end this.
There we go. Cool. Well, guys, that was planned, but that was I didn't know if he was going to come. As when we started the podcast here, or the live stream rather, when we started this, I had not heard back from anybody, so I was not sure who was going to come and talk, if anybody. I had a cool graphic set that I was going to do and everything, and I didn't think anybody was going to come, so I didn't do it all. So I kind of got caught with my pants down. But yeah, so hopefully you guys thought that was pretty cool. Monty thought it was pretty great. He's checking out looks like he's checking out an ant on the floor. Anyway, but cool. No, I appreciate you guys listening in. Like I said, I try to do cool different stuff like that. And it was a surprise for me. So huge thanks to Dustin for coming out and talking to us a little bit about Tulsa. Pretty cool that they're releasing that new, I believe it was HBX. It was either HBS or HBX. I can't remember now. I want to make sure that I say the right thing here. HBS. So the new HBS, be on the lookout for that, and should be a pretty cool car. So yeah, no, Dan, it was pretty cool. Dustin and I have become a little bit, we've become closer and closer as time goes on, and he's been a really big proponent of Scale Labs and supporting everything that I'm doing. So yeah, huge shout out to him. There's a lot going on down there in Tulsa right now, so I appreciate him taking the time. He did not have to do that, and that was pretty cool of him. So yeah, HBS, exactly. But cool. So I mean, guys, we've been on here for about an hour. Does anybody else have any questions? Do we need to go over anything else? Like I said, the next big thing kind of from Scale Labs is everybody is going to be able to. Um, the next big thing coming from Scale Labs is we're definitely going to be working on these setup sheets, and including, if you have a Custom Works, Team GFRP, um, you know, Team Velocity, anything. I want to be able to use that. So, hey, come here. You want to be on camera? Come on. All right, Monty's going to do the rest of the show with me. So, Monty, oh boy. Okay, all right. That didn't go near as good as I thought it was going to go. Yeah. Anthony Danta says that I should get Uric live on at Limestone on Saturday. Uric assured me he would not do anything live, Anthony. So he said he would consider doing something. I'll bring my kid's headset. I will be at 5 Star, so I will be I'll be doing that too. Yeah, I need to get back to working on my cars for sure. Absolutely. Let's see. Jason Van Heis, what's up, man? I got in here late. I'm sure he will cover it later, but so yes, the HBS, what he just said, Jason, was, again, all of that was impromptu when he came in here, so we did not, none of that was planned. Like I said, I had sent out some feelers to a few guys that were down there in Tulsa trying to get a Tulsa report from people, but so I kind of put him on the spot with everything that I asked him. But apparently, the new HBS is a high bite assault. But what they were having issues with when people would call in and have questions or things like that, they would say, they didn't know what car they were talking about, like what model year or things like that. So they're dropping kind of that assault name, and they're going to go with 26 HBS. Sounds like it's purely a nomenclature type thing, so that when people call in and have questions or need to look up things, they don't get them crossed between a high bite assault and a standard assault and things like that. So they're just kind of dropping that naming, some of that nomenclature basically, and to make things a little bit simpler. From Dustin, sounds like that's kind of the situation. Yeah. Anthony Uric promised me he would not get on anything live, but he would do a podcast. So Uric is on the schedule to do a podcast. We'll tell his story a little bit. That'll be cool. But yeah, cool guys. If anybody has anything else, let's go over it. If not, I think I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to turn on the chili bowl and wash it over at my bench, and going to try to get some cars back together. My late model is pretty close to being done, and my sprint car's in 23,511 pieces. So if I'm going to race on Saturday, I have a ton of work to do between now and then, and I believe we have plans on Friday. So going to a tractor pull. So tonight and tomorrow is it, pretty much. Kaylee is pumped about that. Pumped. But cool. All right, guys. Well, we still have 17 people in here. We kind of some fall off, but I hate to let a big crowd. I hate to leave with a big crowd. So if anybody has any questions or anything we need to go over or want to go over, more than happy to. We have a huge growing list. We have quite the growing list of folks with questions. That last post that I made, that last reel, did pretty well. Actually, I was pretty happy with that. And because I'd been feeling like I had really failed you guys, so I wanted to make sure that I did things correctly. Yes, Panda. Panda, this will be all of them are saved on YouTube, so you should be able to go in under the live tab on our YouTube page and see all of our previous streams, as well as I do post our podcast, and there's some reels, some short YouTube shorts and things over there as well. So as I keep doing podcast episodes and keep doing live streams for Wrenchin Wednesday, it will that catalog will continue to grow. But this is saved. It's saved for 30 days on the Scale Labs Facebook page, and then it is saved forever over on the Scale Labs YouTube page. So So let's see here. David Shore comment or liked this stream with a angry face. So if I made you angry, David, get a hold of me and let's try to make it right. But yeah, so for example, yesterday I'm just looking at the insights right now. The reel that I did yesterday about how I felt like I told you guys I felt like I was kind of letting you guys down. Excuse me, letting you guys down a little bit. That video has done over 3,000 views now, so that thing did pretty good. And something really cool is I was just looking the other day since basically we have started this page, we have reached 65,213 people. So the reach on this page is doing pretty well, and couldn't thank you guys more. It's completely thanks to you guys, and pretty cool. So, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you're not angry, David. That's good. Finger slipped. Good deal. I was like, hey, I don't know what I did to him, but so all good. Okay, so Panda, we just had Dustin Malakote on as from Team GFRP as a kind of an impromptu Tulsa time check-in, if you will. Wasn't sure if he was coming or not, but so basically, Team GFRP just released the 26 HBS. So it is, you can think of it like a high bite assault, but they're changing the nomenclature up to where it's not involved with assault at all. That way, when somebody calls in and needs help or is looking for parts, they can search it by HBS rather than 26 assault, high bite, 26 assault, and get things mixed up. He said they were having some issues with customer service being able to handle all that. So they just changed the nomenclature around to be able to understand that. So that's kind of what happened. What happened there? Jason, I agree. I'm excited myself. I would like to go to trackside and run the duels as well. I've been talking with Anthony Danta and Uric, and we're trying to get something put together for me to go up there. I think that'll be good. No, Panda, that's what we're here for, man. All good. No problem at all. I'm happy to repeat myself with anything you guys have. So, but it will be, just so you know, it is all on YouTube as well, and it's all logged. So feel free to go back and check out all of our previous episodes, our podcasts, the shorts, all that good stuff. So the more and more people we have, the more and more that catalog keeps growing. So that's pretty great. But again, I'll show the page one more time. Looks like we have some people in here. If anybody's not doing anything and wants to hang out in northern Indiana this weekend, the first ever indoor race at 5-Star Raceways in Plymouth, Indiana. They're racing January 17th. So the doors open at 9 and racing is at noon. So definitely hope to see. Sounds like there's going to be quite a few people going up there. So I definitely hope to see you guys. I will be up there. Me and my wife are going to go up. I'm going to race, pending I get my cars done, and I'm going to race. We're going to have a bunch of fun, and it's going to be really, really good. So, with that being said, guys, check out 5-Star Raceway. Watch the Chili Bowl live streams if you can. Support Scotty Ernst and all those guys for everything they're putting on. That's obviously kind of our Super Bowl is Dirt Oval RC Racers, and with that being said, also make sure to keep checking in with the Scale Labs channel on all of our social media platforms and those setup sheets. We should have something pretty cool coming sooner than later. We also have some other cool announcements that we're not quite ready to bring to life yet, but we're working on so many things in the background for you guys to try to provide as much value as humanly possible and grow our Dirt Oval RC scene as much as we possibly can. So every decision that gets made on this channel, on all of our live streams, the podcast, everything is the only thing that I am looking towards at all is how can we grow this hobby. I feel like this is a sport just as much as it is a hobby, as much time, energy, effort, money that we all put into this. So that's kind of where we're at, guys. I'm going to get off of here and go work on my cars. And that is going to be about it. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all, as always, for coming over and hanging out with us on a Wrenchin Wednesday. And if you guys have any questions, feel free, send a message over to the Scale Labs channel. I'll get back to you as soon as I humanly can. Typically within the hour, I get back with guys. So if you have anything I can do to help, anything I can do, if I don't know the answer, I will point you in the direction of somebody who can. I promise. So thank you guys. Have a great night. Go support your local track wherever that is, and or not a local track, doesn't matter. Go support a dirt oval RC track, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. See ya.